Hopefully it's working now. My belated greetings, visitor from the outside. To you as well, Prime R-Type AI current unit name, Ayes, and our company Berserker Servant. So you're the General Supervisor AI, Hey, stop checking her out. You're so rude. Ahem, hello, General Supervisor. These people helped me, but no one knows their position in this. So we just brought them here with the intention of asking a question. Was that a good idea? The correct decision, in my opinion, I exist to handle these sort of unpredicted problems. The warning, invasive access to my interior carriers, the risk of incurring glitches on all administration functions. Not recommended. Not authorized. Removing system code words to prioritize easier to understanding. What is this insolence, you guessed? Excuse me, before coming here, I had decided that the first thing I do would to be verify what you are. Since you named yourself, I responded in kind. I am Shim Elnentum Socorus, former paper room operator. Could you look up the administrative jurisdiction files? I'll search it with my name. Searching, 0 results found. Even if you were the operator of the paper room device, I'm not equipped in any way to determine or respond to that. All I can say is okay. Wait, if she's a designer and operator, doesn't that make her like the god of this world? And then you say she doesn't have the right to give orders to a doll. What is that all about? The paper room that I managed was explicitly only the device. This world and its AIs are naturally occurring content. Following this line of thought, it makes sense that I hold no direct direction here. A god, I see. A fascinating line of thought. Conjecturing based on our base data of the outside world, I ask you a question. How would a regular human react if someone appeared out of nowhere and proclaimed to be the god of their world with no evidence to their statement? Well, I suppose all they could say is okay. I see. I infer that the current situation was not too different from this hypothetical scenario. This I feel validated in my reactions being correct. Well, fine. I'll be deliberately claiming to be God to an AI that have no memory or of creating either. Besides, I learned enough in one moment contact you had with the ether light. Learned of what? Her quality and quantity of information. In the case of a creator inspecting their own AI, as a programmer reading the code they wrote, they could freely edit and repair whatever information they come across. But this instance felt like engaging something with the same data quantity, the case of one human being inspecting another. Related to principle of awareness I mentioned earlier. As I am now, I can't interact with her as a product. I can do whatever I want with. If you permit my conjecture, since you have a definite body here, we are most likely equal in composition. Even so, the fact remains that Rani 12 is an AI. Because I felt the same thing interacting with Ayas. Huh? When? Don't go inspecting me without telling that it's so embarrassing. Conversely, I have a similar answer. Furukur executed via my authority. As a general supervisor AI, I could confirm that you are not any artificial intelligence. Neither are you products of Paper Moon, which could only make you visitors from outside. Non-AI from the outside, with the same structural intensity as we AI. That's what I presume you are. So in short, they are outsiders here for no reason. Unfortunately, I can't say for certain. It's a fact that they are masters and serpent. But you could suggest they were accidentally integrated into the system guerrilla war. Normally, all masters are selected from the AI in this world. And then born from a randomized arrangement, but randomized. Oh, thanks for the raid, live. How was the stream? The prime AIs to meet masters, although they are all different types, they share the same core in the sense they are all part of Rani series. If they were to become masters on equal terms, it is believed that they would all employ the same tactics and perform the same actions. This would be inappropriate for the system guerrilla war, where we expect active and irregular research operations. Therefore, they are converted into masters via a randomizer generating random personality traits in their minds. Hello everyone, welcome in raiders. I raided you yesterday. There is emotes in here. I'm just playing FGO right now. It's only a few chapters though, since it's partially translated right now. The RNG builds upon the prime AI base, modifying their characters and appearance, resulting in a master's AI. With this in mind, let's return to the topic of your presence. You're beings with a compositional intensity similar to that of a master AI. Therefore, I believe you were dragged into the system for some reason. Naturally, we don't want any part of that. Is it possible for you to disconnect us from the systems and return us outside? Unfortunately, no. That is cool. The Holy Grail War is a system executed by the entire world itself. Due to my position as a general supervisor AI, I was granted the role of an overseer. But that doesn't give me the ability to intervene with that system. Even if I could run a program for additional revision of rules, I won't be able to alter the essence of the rules. Then how can we get back out? The fact that you appeared here at the moment the system guerrilla war started, and arrived in a format directly associated with it, means that, for no reasons, the program execution had an effect outside the device and pulled you inside. That's a sequence of events as I have conjectured. Consequently, it's likely that The trigger to your return outside is the System Guerrilla War's conclusion or cancellation. I see. Well, that is pretty much all the clues we'll get. Fine. Then can you explain this AI Holy Grail Wars of yours in more detail? Yes, the System Guerrilla War is defined as that which repairs and stabilizes the paper moon world when an irregular occurs. It's basically a large-scale defrag system. In other words, a recovery ritual performed to optimize the world. I can confirm we saw Paper Moon suffer a failure for unknown reasons before this happened to us. So you mean this is all to fix that? Exactly. We don't know the cause of the failure either. All AIs were functioning normally. You can see it's precisely due to not knowing the cause that the world chose its most all-encompassing forms of stabilization. On the other hand, this means it will be difficult for Paper Moon to return to its normal state before this Holy Grail War is concluded. If ignored, it is possible the stress levels might rise to a state where the device can never operate normally again. I have never experienced such a situation, so I don't know what that would mean for this world. It's impossible to simulate it as well. The chances of this world being physically broken to pieces is not zero. Paper Moon is very important to us. Oh please. Shouldn't you be worrying more about whether or not we're safe inside it? Here are the principal rules of the System Guerrilla War. Being an AI guerrilla war, 5 artificial intelligence takes the role of the master. As you know, those are the primes of the 5 AI types, composing this world's partitions. Those being keep, transfer, build, grow, and repair. To induce variety, each leader is arranged with a random personality, and are granted 1 command spell, allowing them to an absolute command, crafting somewhat unique masters. You met one of them already. Me, you heard it enough times, but I'm the master representing the repair section. 5 AIs, the Holy Grail Wars we know generally have 7 masters. Why 5? That would be because the 5 partitions are the only usable areas we have. The defend AIs in the central area need to deal with all naturally occurring bugs, so we don't intervene in the Holy Grail War. Additionally, the central defend area can serve as a somewhat neutral sector for everyone. All combat inside the administrative grounds of the Overseer's Church is forbidden. In other areas, any form of non-pacific interference with regular AIs, including D-types, is likewise forbidden. The Master with some degrees of verity summon their respective servants and fight to decide a winner. And when the final servants and Master AI are decided, the system uses energy fostered by the combat to return the Paper Moon to its regular state. That is the outline of the procedure. For that reason, the system should not consider the presence of a 6th participating team to be irregularity. I see. We, he, and Kama are the 6th team with no corresponding AI or area. Is that really how things will go? Yeah, that's the problem, right? Exactly. Now you see, I was making the right call when I... practiced an ambush with them to see what they were capable of. Only one team can win the Holy Grail War. That was the most obvious move for someone trying to lower the competitor count, even if that wasn't the intention at the time. After all, both the Master and the Servant have a reason to aim for the top. What reason? Come on, you really need to ask? The victor gets any wish granted. That is why all Masters and Servants fight to win. Isn't that how a Holy Grail War works? Technically this is a visual novel though. As an AI, a master is charged with restoring the Paper Moon world back to normalcy. Even when provided with a personality via randomization, this mission does not change. However, it goes without saying, the AI wins the System Girl War is sure to become the next General Supervisor AI. In which case, the rights to customize the next world and manage its upgrades are manifest. If your ambitions are generated by your personality, you'll surely gain whatever it is you desire. Such variation and diversity is important for the world. The same goes for the Victoria's Servant. As an entity living in the new world, their wish would be granted by the authority, the general supervising AI. These concepts of fulfilling wishes are hypothetically designed like Holy Grail, and become the source of the Holy Grail War's name. I can't say I care about the name one way or the other, but suppose the non-AI master wins. Then there will be no transfers of the General Supervisor AI authority. In that event, I swear to do my best to grant the wishes of the winners. So I see. While the situation is all kinds of confusing, it is safe to say that dying here counts on a spiritual level. Our wish is to get out here. To gain at that wish and to stay alive, we're required to win the Holy Grail, right? That is so, given that the condition presents for the System Grail War is the creation of the last pair. Not even a 6th team being outside the original design can avoid this. If you wish to end the Holy Grail War, you will have to fight. Okay then, maybe I had the right idea in some way, huh? I can't claim to know the wishes of the Berserker side, but it still remains that we're stuck having to kill one another before long, isn't it? Hold up, it took you this long to realize. It only makes sense when put so simply. You have to think on your feet, at least as quick as yours truly good grief. Are you having difficulties with the storage space? This church is completely neutral domain, with all hostilities forbidden therein. If you violate that, every single D-type AI will be mobilized to apprehend or eliminate you all. It also means being disqualified from the Holy Grail War. But wouldn't it spare us much more effort by going for the kill straight away? Do not pursue. Do not pursue? Rules must be followed. Formulae must be correct. As General Supervisor AI, I will not allow no exceptions. Okay, already. I don't plan to fight here either. Not that I mean that I want to do it somewhere else. Your team, being anomalous, doesn't even have an area of its own, does it? Of course not. In that case, suppose we decide to team up until it's down to just our parties? And when it's down to just us, we fight it out with nothing held back. Until then, we're allies. During which you can move as you like, though the repair partition, as a thanks for your help. I really find it unfair for you to not have your own area, after all. I would agree, replenishing your reanimate would be difficult. Reanimate, so replenishing magical energy. Reanimate is fundamentally what an AI has at their disposal. The more of it you collect via negotiation, trades, or other actions, the greater the resources given to a servant, giving them advantages in battle. When you say negotiations and trades, you mean the lesser AIs are striving for their respective domains lord to win. Hi, Aurora. Yes, it's a story game. The fundamentally are, but even these AIs have been granted free will. following their occupations is also an innate desire of theirs. I just finished dinner. By helping those who, for whatever reasons, cannot help themselves. It is theoretically possible to gain raniment from AIs over whom you have no jurisdictions. Any girls who want to give out raniments will definitely do so. Although, I won't say there are no means to extract raniment from those who remain unwilling to share. I see. That must be the reason why Caster was assaulting the repair AIs. So, they were trying to forcibly seize resources equivalent to life force, magical energy, and money. I think it was... I had like... rice, ribs, pork ribs I think, and some vegetables. That's what I had for dinner. Yeah, and we can't just roll over and let them take it from us, so won't anyone try to stop them? It's an approach that is simple, yet not. So being able to trust partners who are more peacefully inclined. I mean, having AIs you can get along with is to your advantage. You're already acquainted with the repair girls, so I think you got a head start on things. To be honest, Berserker doesn't have much raniment on hand at the moment. I haven't fully restocked what we used to drive off Caster on top of our little mock battle. If we don't resupply properly on our way back, a subsequent battle will be harsh. So we are in a rehabilitation phase for a while. Hey, come on! We can really see how full one's belly is. There are guys with full stomachs who have energy to spare, and guys so worn out that you can knock them over with a feather. It is obvious which one falls praise to bandits. If you don't want to be attacked, you gotta put out your chest even if your belly is empty. Not that much you can do anything about a growling stomach. You'll be in trouble if you're attacked by another servant during your rehab. So wouldn't it be safer to cooperate with an assassin for that, at least? Two are better than one. That stands to reason now, and it means safety from here on. Since you're all so smart, you must have foreseen us potentially joining forces and fighting together down the line. Sure, I guess so. Whatever you call it, joining forces, or maybe making use of them, I guess both are basically the same. Still though, Master, why is it that you gotten so awfully impulsive? Oh, because it's so close to her own wish, is it? Good grief, so that's that. The upsides are plain to see. Most of all, there's that nonchalant and good-natured Master Assassins. He won't backstab us along the way. And even if I put together a winning strategy for Final Showdown, he may not even notice. All things considered, I got every advantage, don't I? Well, fine, I get it. It does present risks for us, but it's for the best if we return the favor for the assistance. That is one heartening sentiment to keep in mind. Accept risks while being open-minded and tolerant. We'll join forces with this bunch. on the condition that we collaborate until the final two. I get the feeling they're doing everything they can to make us feel like we owe them. But given who I am, I don't have a mote of grateful feeling in me. The path to our escape is slowly coming into view, I guess. Yay, so we can stick together for a while, right? Then our first order of business is to head back to the repair area and collect raniment. What exactly does it mean to collect raniment from the AIs? Something like forced requisition using the Prime AI's privilege? Can't say. I want to resort to that. I wouldn't since I couldn't live with myself afterwards. AIs are essentially programmed to return favors and pay compositions. The AIs are still active during the System Guerrilla War, with all sorts of problems still occurring, such as assisting with the routine activities or dealing with a problem. And when the AI gives thanks for that, raniment will naturally be collected in return. That's how it goes. Now let's go back and get to work. There's so much to do. Thank you for everything, General Supervisor. See you later. There's no to thank me. This is my role. Now then, good fortune to you in battle. Running inquiry program. Affirmative. Negatives. Absentations and tie votes. Failed. The possibility that it was inappropriate cannot be ruled out. While I should remain neutral in my capacity as a supervisor, I urge a wish for good luck as though it were directly exclusive towards them. I may need another level of checks on my functions before executing a standard greetings routine. But for the time being, I need to quickly present a proposal for adjustments. If cancelling or subtracting the reality of my statements to them is impossible, then with much reluctance in my mind, I will have no choice but to use additions to balance the account. Now then, we must rectify this injustice. As a supervisor, I must consider the others and pray for them as well. Alright, you doing okay, Master? Not so much with you shouting in my ear. Then I'm glad I showed up. I got plenty of confidence this time around. Count on me to brighten your spirits. Ha ha ha. And you wonder why I call you noisy. Hehe, how fun. Seriously, this world is so much fun. Don't you feel this way, Ryder? I have no particular interest. I'm your instrument. My lord, nothing more, nothing less. A tool needs only work when necessary. Well, fair enough. Considering a tool is an extension of the hand, anything can be useful in times you don't got enough hands. Aw shit, there's too much fun to be had and too much stuff to study. What's the future got in store for this world, huh? Look, Saber. Look, what do you think? Didn't it turn out huge and magnificent? I suppose. Could you not draw so close to me? I quite dislike the body temperature of others. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, precisely. I'm still just slightly short of full. And yet, is this truly correct? It is the easiest thing to prick flowers from the garden, but that can only lead to certain devastation. What? I have prepared before you are cheap goods, easily replaceable from other sources. They have no meaning beyond convenience. What has actual worth? What has actual worth are the excellent specimens. The elite of them, like myself. There you have it. The most correct and logical solution is settled by one means. If we run short, we need only take from elsewhere, whenever we want, and in whatever quantity. The System Guerrilla War has only just begun. There have been skirmishes, but no one has retired as of yet. despite Berserker and Caster engaging in the first all-out battle between servants. However, the severity will not be abated from here on. In order to support each of you in your efforts to consummate the system, I'd like to repeat the following statement. Good fortune to you in battle. I pray that even over Paper Moon, the starlight of the northern sky will show you the correct road. Oh, there's a battle for this one. While we return to the repair sector, could you tell us the defining traits of each partition? Their names are informative enough, but just to be sure. Sure, of course. The medical types in the repair area are, as you know, tasked with fixing damaged AIs. Transport has delivery types. His role is carrying data and objects. Build role is constructing new things. Keep is similar to us. Their role is to contain every AI in natural degradation cycle. Somewhere in the vicinity of the daily maintenance. And grow collaborates the base substance used as the prime material for everything in the world. I mean, the world is physical fundamentals, not the energetic fundamentals, which would be randoments. Like that building components. Do you know which servant is where? Not really. That caster should be from build, guessing from the which direction he came from. But the first servant we saw was doing some recon around Keepside, probably Lancer. Apologies, the area is not too clean around these parts, huh? No, I'm not detecting any toxins. You must be imagining it. So about Lancer. Look, look, over there! Let me speak Berserker, what is it now? It's, oh look, look at them running for their lives. Something's happening there, eh? Sure, you wanna go? We better see what this is about. Okay, let's go for it. Phew! What's that? Magnetic data. They destroy everything around them, constructs an AI alike. We do nothing about them. They're one of the problems the general supervisor mentioned that we regularly deal with. We don't have it easy. It's not an unusual occurrence, so everyone is used to these procedures. It takes some time until the defense girls gather the necessary amount of personnel to deal with it. Then we better help them. Attacking the AIs is what's forbidden in this area, but there's nothing saying we can't help, is there? Yeah, no problem with that. What are you plotting? Don't misjudge me, you dolt. Helping people in need is what warriors and royalty do. This may be beyond a god's comparisons, but helping each other is what makes human life admirable. Alright, AIs, back off. Your truly is leading the next wave.
さあ、望みを声にせよ。
同じ肉より若たれし我が弟たち、そして無敵の友たちよ。ぶっちゃけお前ら全部任せた
い。燃えよ、ベイバロンドムスアウレアよ。砕け、ラウスティアのクラウディウス。我が情熱は豪華のごとく。世の行く手が阻めぬ。我が舌を喜ばせろ。
華麗な動きであろう。
ロササウィス。動かないよ。人間の火力ではどうあっても私には及びません。おとなしく我が社に入いい。
Thank you for your assistance. In accordance to your regular vault routine, we will transfer an established amount of raiment as a sign of gratitude. It's essentially a life-saving certificate to request you accept this honor. Oh, is it? I wasn't in for that lure, but thanks. Exactly the amount I needed. Maximum profits for minimum efforts, keeping that balance far from the red. Ah, I'm so smart it scares me. I know, I already had enough. Give that to the assassin. Copy. How kind of you, Berserker. I was thinking you'd take all that for yourselves. Sorry about that. So, if I was the only one filled out, they wouldn't be able to serve as a good enough of a meat shield for me if we were attacked. Bring your ears closer, listen. I'll be doing everything to have them as our decoy at all times. Safety and low cost first and foremost. Our trulies can't afford to lose. Yes, for I have the one opponent who I cannot afford to lose against. Youch! How dare you pinch your servant's ass? I'm a bona fide prince. Wouldn't have happened if you had said anything less cowardly. More importantly, I see some light wounds on some of the D-types healing time. Hehe, I'm ready to go. Just watch me perfectly recover them back to 0 data damage, so well that it won't leave a scar. Cowardly, huh? Is your body behaving any differently? I'm not noticing any changes through the ether light, but I can't monitor everything. Probably warning me of any abnormalities. I'm alright for now, thanks. There's some big luck coming our way. Stay on guard until we figure them out. No need to. That big girl is the Prime AI leading the defend area. I'm pretty sure she was mentioned before. The one's not participating in the grill war because she's busy with her job. Type R Master, I determine you cooperate with the BGM data processing. I apologize for my delay and thank you in my behalf of my subordinates. It wasn't just me, we couldn't have done it without everyone's help. For a day, I had to explain, I thought they were just lost. but the general supervisor AI determined that they were participating in the AI World War. So treat them the same way you treat us. Understood. Hello. Hehe, she's an AI. So she doesn't have any individual unit name. Must be hard for you to think of what to call her. Hey, why don't you decide a provisor name for yourself? Mine was Berserker's idea, but I come to learn how handy names are. Uncertainty. Challenge remarked it as too difficult, requesting help. Sure, I'll give you a hand. Something associated with your role is the way to go. You're the leader of the D-types, the Prime Defend AI, which gives us DX then. Still sounds too much like a code, but sure, I take a practical simplicity of it. All D-types AIs, including myself, exist to preserve this world's peace. I expect you to respect the rules and keep the necessary damage to AI in the world to a minimum. What a stiff AI. We all are, but I suppose her type is more so than the rest. I think the outside world terms it is workaholic, something like that. They're always serious at work for the public security. Serious is also in the sense that they don't do jokes, so avoid silly antics around them. Make it explicitly forbidden, understood? Don't do anything stupid. I'm the one who will have to clean up after you. Yeah, don't. Why are you taking turns saying that to me specifically? I'm no child. Marvel, What? No, what I was thinking. I'd like to see you without the armor. Again, what was it staring? Sorry DX, this old food doesn't tend to respect a female unit personal space on a first impression. We sound like a dog chasing sense. Anyways, we leave the cleanup to you. We're leaving, bye. Warning, frequency of a McNamara data appearance encounters has been on the rise lately, possibly due to system growth war. You're warned, farewell. Also detect an unidentified offensive data. Caution is recommended when encountering it. Unidentified offensive data. You don't mean Caster's tentacle blobs, do you? Negative. Another constructor that you're referring to, the failure is summoned by Caster. Those are indeed secured hazards we should concern ourselves with, but we're not what was referenced. Then what is the unidentified offensive data? Unknown. They were only reported as the humanoid shadows. We defend our own way to inform every master of this. Over. Return to duty. That wasn't very informative, but the gist is to take care since enemies might appear at any moment. That's the kind of situation at play here, as calculated. It's rare to encounter a situation where the enemy barricades infinity. I have no doubts that our best plan of action is to always be ready to handle problems with flexibility. Let's be prepared for anything. Yeah, okay, without further ado, let's make it back to the repair home base. But you've got a nighttime too. Just a convenience things, even this so-called sky is a projection on the ceiling. It could be that there's no change in internal activity even from the outside. Or simply you think it's just been adapted as a conceptual break between individual cycles. That might be it, huh? Hey, hold up, just got a quick question. Is it possible you all loan out your bow and arrows to someone else? Would they still be effective in their hands? How stupid are you? I distinctly remember saying I'm on strike going forward. Sure, I get that. That's why I'm asking if you'll let me borrow it. Come on, can't you relate? It's for some beauty around the corner I've yet to meet. A woman who'd heat over heels for me. I just can't muster up the courage to take the leap. Keep that creepy falling voice to yourselves, please. Besides, where do you think you find such a woman? The only one in range would have to be your master. I couldn't be less interested in that underground parsnip. It gives me the chills to be accused otherwise. Well, you get it. This be for my glittering future. Just shut up. I get the feeling some harsh words are being exchanged. Do you think those two actually get along or not? The kind of thing seems. Hey, I'm asking since you're from the outsides. But don't they come off a certain way? Having back and forth argument without reserve. Like there's a lot of trust. It's like a brother and sister. Maybe so. Yeah, huh. You think the same. I knew it. I kind of think that thing called family seems really nice. I've forgotten if this is the natural personality I had merely as a prime AI. Or if the feeling was born after becoming a master. Endowed with a randomized personality. I find it to be very warm, happy and relaxing relationship. So I guess it's safe for me to tell you. My wish, if I should win the Holy Grail War, is that I want a family. I guess to be more specific, is to meet and live with that family. That is the sort of vision I kinda have. So if I become the general supervisor AI, and we're able to customize the world, I would compile a way of life where the AI is slightly different than how it is now. The status code you witness is already a bit like that, just with more detail and more structure. I like to have family relationships that are more along those lines. I think that's a lovely wish. Wait, don't get me wrong, can I apologize? I'm not saying at all that I feel like you should concede victory, just... Hey, don't worry, just spit it out. It is important to keep the pressure up. If there's something you want, don't hesitate. Push your claims on whatever you desire. Keep pushing even if it's not valid, because what else can you do when you still want it? That is how I've always lived my life, just like I'm hoping to rent those love god arrows. Like I said, I'm not letting you borrow any. Besides, if that's the creed you live by, it must have been causing you no end of trouble back then. True, I had something I wanted. I wanted it bad enough to start war over it. And so I went on to fight. I have no regrets about that. I only knew that it was the right thing to do. Even if I were reborn a million times, I do the same thing every time. And this time it's the same as any other. I'll fight for what I want. We may be allies, but I got zero intentions of losing when it comes down to it. You better be prepared. And what is your wish this time? Really? Really now? You're really gonna ask? Fair enough, you get your answer. It is... everything. Both honor, fame, pleasure, and plenty more. Anyway, I want everything that I want. Don't ask stupid questions like which one I want. I want the most whatever it is. There's no meaning in whatever it is. And you got a habit of eyeballing every feminine types when you first meet them. So sleazy. You're that kind of thing, you know, I can't deny. My heart whispering at me to find a woman. Probably a prospective wife, I gather. Much unlikely that. The coolest of princes needs a wife to match. Ah ha ha ha. Well, I suppose that's family-like in its own way. Provided there's no concretions or anything. At any rate, I'm sure to find whatever it is I want if I taken it all beforehand. What? Are you starting to comprehend my most fantastic of wishes? That is why my noble self is going to be extra mile to help bring my master victory. With help from the overseer, AI's authority, she'll be able to imagine even the creations and all that stuff in this small world. First we'll build a gargantuan, shiny new palace, and then stuff with it, treasures and Cebu. Berserkers really are so selfish, aren't they? Wrong! Your wish is too parchy. I'm left wondering here why you're dwelling on small potatoes like family, when all your wishes can come true. Is it really worth your while? You don't know the ruckus that comes with 100 brothers. Do you really think I'm supposed to know from such an extreme example? Not that I'm indulged with anything, but the most plain examples. But you all know what families are about. I kind of invite you for that. I know, let me have some practical experience. If all of you were a family, would that make you a father and your two daughters? And please take care of us siblings free. Would you mind not treating me like a child? I just so happen to have this appearance. I prefer you not to lump me in with the shady alchemist. And what's so shady about me? There's nothing to be ashamed of regarding my current appearance or thinking process. Where ability is concerned, I am not so much of a daughter or little sister as a peer in whom one can trust and find support. I had the pretense of colleagues within our organization, but that's more of a personal preference. It's not a point I push on you for starters. There's a question mark as to your satisfactions in that regard. Plus, one position shouldn't be something you yourself assert or inquire after. Ha ha ha! Get along now. Where your truly stands. You're both just stunted parsnips of different stripes. Nothing special with you either. Weren't you describing me the same way? I'm an excellent prime AI, you know? I don't know about that. You're such a There's some kind of glamour going on at home base. What could be going on? Intra-type communications are down. Down? Odd. I haven't had a chance to check, but do the AIs have comms capability? Those of the same types can essentially network with one another. It's a bit trickier between different types, which requires an exchange of individual IDs for one-on-one comms. There are other ways of communicating remotely in the case of emergency, but that's the basic gist of it. Anyway, now it seems like the standard network connection between the medical types has gone down. That's why I can't get in touch with the girls at our home base. I have a bad feeling about this. Let's hurry. Everyone! That is... You have returned rather late, haven't you? When going out for a walk, one must remember to lock their doors. It's such a risk to be away. Oh yes, quite a risk. One never knows what's around the corner. Oh, you think you can escape me? Ah, tremendous. Albeit a lifeless doll. The sensation of my sword penetrating a woman's soft skin is always tremendous. You can have your fun, but secure the arrangement first, caster. Hold it, saw right there. Are you his master? Do you need to ask? You truly are foolish masters, berserkers and an assassin. The system guerrilla war is a war of acquiring and hoarding resources. And since you couldn't even decipher that much, you're now giving your precious treasure chest to someone more competent, namely me. Yes, we are different types, but we originate from the same series. If I can parse your network jamming, it's a piece of cake, but I bet you can't do the same, making such a foolish face right now. I don't care about any of that, just stay away from my girls. Why would I? I'm not from the grow department, but I can easily tell what's the most efficient way to harvest randomite from this world. Steal it from others. Don't tell me you thought you had enough in your own place. That is honest to a fault. Debbie, oh how foolish to think you all fail to notice the only logical answer. It's almost unfair that the renderizer would be induced such a difference in ability. I really don't know why, but this guy makes me wholeheartedly pissed off. If you want to steal it, steal it. Well, I can't really argue against that. But the only ones allowed to do so are those like you're truly blessed with a high birth, good looks, and combat strength. For a brat like you, the very idea is absurd. Conflict seems unavoidable, but be careful. According to my calculations, the fact that he's showed his face. Rider. Deal.
たまらんぞ。神たるファラオの武勇を見せるとしよう。絶望による死を許す。地上にあってファラオに不可能なし。万物ファラオの真意を見るがいい。
好き放題扱ってあげましょう。お参りしていきます。そろそろ我慢の限界よ。あらゆる力が私の力。人を連れる王家、人を虐げる豪鉄、人を震わす狂、チャリオットマイラ。ダジャクダジャク、脆い。必死に当てる。覗くな。覗くな。この程度か。地上にあってファラオに不可能なし。万物万象我がしほよかろう。全能の神よ、我が業を見よ。我が無限の闘気、太陽をここに降臨せよ。ラムセング天気ースもろい。死に当てる。覗くな。この程度か。ファラオの真意を見るがいい。楽しい。へえ、乗ってあげるわ。
これは罰だ。当然の罰なのだ。死ぬがいい。おぞましき心根の者たちよ。
あ、これ無理です。
Even when protecting all his actions, we can't overcome this difference in physical and energetical resources. Ah, good. The powerful violate the powerless. The rightful punish the wrongful. This providence, in its natural form, how comforting. I am just. Who is laughing now? Apologize. I smell blood. I smell blood. Was it who longed for this perfume? Yes, this is just a punishment, as you promised me. This is my secret room. You'll find hell. Devoured down by the bone, by the one calling the darkness my worm feed. This went according to plan. It didn't even feel like it was worth my time. Idiots, learn to calculate properly. Did you, despite fighting, go to the general supervisor without stopping to recharge first? Then it's obvious that my fully recharged caster would have more randomment than both of you combined. I hate to admit it, but he's right. We can't even compare it to the amount of gas he still has left in the tank. We're not making it out this one like this. Did you call me an idiot? You idiot kid. What else am I supposed to call someone who doesn't use their head and wanders around with no preparations? You thought you were safer by having a partner. You thought that was all it took to compete against my competence. Beyond foolish. Now you have 2 servants in one area, which means you only get half of your supply. 2 weak servants don't make any difference. Use your head more, idiot. I could give him a temporary boost in randomment if I use my command spell. But what if it's not enough to win? And if I do win, I'll be without it for the battles to come, should I? It is over. You all lost to my elite capabilities and superiority. That's all there is to it. Really now? Then what if there was free servants? What? Who are you people? Tourists, so I guess you could say there's no sense in checking shit out. This here is the rudder servant, and I'm his master. The name is It's a funny one despite my AI roots, but I had to give myself some kind of moniker when I got all masterfied. You need to go with something after all. From top to 9. My name is Laner Goosen. So that is caster. I came down to engage the service of repair. You're welcome to join the queue if they are heading outnumbered tickets for the future, but if not. Maybe you ought to just come back later. You can't be sure how much strength my sides saved up. However clear the present situation in Cooties may seem, the addition of one unknown renders the equation moot. Fair enough. We're enriched our resources well enough at the expense of yours. Those as outstanding as us cannot afford to risk losing. We can proceed whenever permitted to do so. Move out, caster. Yes, true enough. There's no sport in punishing them so easily. We must give them a far greater cause to show terror enough to prostrate their heads on the floor to beg for my forgiveness. That should do it for the first aid on my R-type girls. If the ones had disappeared, we're still here. At any rate, I've been saved once again. My thanks, Ryder. And to your master too, with that suffice. Like I said, it's no lie that I'm the prime AI of the transfer section, as well as Master Ryder. Professor Lev. What are you eyeballing me for? Is there someone I resemble? Pretty weird. The randomizer is supposed to have a perfect random generation function. But hey, small wonders. When it spits out guys who are so spiritually screwed up, it's always possible a template or something was put to use. It could mean we were chosen randomly from that set. In that vein, it's a totally different deal from you. Knowing a guy with the same face, don't worry about it. Ryder Lang Ling Wang? Oh come on, you're telling you know his face too? He's wearing a mask, but you know what I mean. I got no luck here. But true name gimmicks were bound to come out sometime. Feel like saying hi or something? I would do so if I ordered to, if not, I have no such intention. All I am is a tool. I would utter a different name as well, as I am no prince. Even in an event I were called such a thing, it is not who I am here and now. I am not but a blade, a mere warrior, merely Gao Chenggong. Oh, what a chilly recession. I do feel rather a high wall set in your heart. Brushing seems to hold risk suffering a very real cut. Gao Chenggong. The name is still associated with the genre known as Lang Ling Wang. Or is the name particular to the Rider class? So what's the Rider faction business here? It oughta go without saying, I dropped by to let our servants duel to death. It's a competitor in the System Guild War. Or how none of that. Given that we're in the repair, I brought by a subordinate who I was hoping you fix up. We can kill each other any old time. I got more important shit to do, you see? What now? Hello, I am Transfer AI, specifically a T-type of the Rani series. I'm very embarrassed to admit that I suffered an accident while carrying out my duties. I was surprised by a bug that suddenly popped out. Ah, is that right? So these two came as escorts to see your injury treated. Exactly. You went out your way to saunter into your enemy mist, their repair home base, in the middle of a Holy Grail war. Put it like that, I do get your drift. It's not like we had to come here to get a treatment. Okay, just easily flag down and ask a repair type who's in another partition on official business. Or send in a request or use a roadside emergency repair kit if I felt like it. But since getting this master thing in my systems, a little bit of desires has been created in the process. The kind of desire that makes you want to look around, check things out. That's part of the reasons I made the trip. I mean, there's a whole lot of things these fresh eyes haven't seen firsthand. So I was hoping you'd give me a tour. Yeah, I call that weird. What do you think, Kiki? He warns a degree of cautions either way, I think. That's both truth and justified. I really need to hear some rational thinking. Haha, you might be right. So how about I move around within your guys' visibility? Plus I'll give riders not to do a damn thing. There's no way I'd be able to whip something together right in front of you, and no way to wreak havoc on my own, right? As long as you stay in sight then. I wonder if Rider over there is okay with his master taking unliteral action. If I am given an order, I'll follow it. All I am is a tool. I know, let me borrow an archetype to play tour guide. That way it's less annoying for me to call anybody over. Right then, first we'll check out the therapy pods and medical kits. Yo, maybe start with this building. I seem to be stuck on everything that didn't draw my interest before. I have to second, this is still weird. Does anything else bear comment? So he really came here to treatment in a tour. I guess we do owe him one for driving off caster. And yeah, I truly feel no hostility from that master or servant. Though I do get the strong sense of discretion, or at least an unsociable will. I don't think he is even making eye contact. That should do it. Scan executed and confirmation complete. I admire such a treatment akin to speeder, sir. As much as their own work. Here's some random as thanks. Thanks for that. Now back to that master. What future would this lead to? Most certainly a world true close to perfection. Real damn fascinating. Oh, there you are. All done? Exactly. Yet, he hasn't done anything suspicious. Alright, we're out of here. You mean to say you're really came here just for this? Whatever more I could say, that's all there is. The future is moving forward at high speed. We got no time to sit around and eat its dust. But you're at least saying you have no intent to fight us today. True that, pick a fight and it might all be over. I get the feeling like that is still waste. But what do you think make of the casters? His master character looks all too warlike to me. I'm sure they'll continue to make the first move, though I can't say if it will be here or elsewhere. No doubt, I calculate that much. While I'm talking, I'm willing to pay for the tour with information on top of random it. We on the rider side of things are over in transfer. We got the edge over the others in mobility, AI or not. And most of the partitions going on have been scouted out. I ought to say that it's only a rough idea of things. There wasn't a thorough investigation. As you probably know, casters often build. And it's more than likely sabers at grow and lancers at keep. Where were those and what were they again? Right here. Adjacent to us repair our builds and transfer. And here I grow and keep. All clear then. I guess it goes without saying. After a bunch got attacked, that's the most aggressive size so far happens to be casters. Indications are that sabers and lancers have yet to proactively mount an attack. I got no clue whether those masters aren't warlike or if they're crafty buildings their strength instead. That is lancer status. Yeah, you got it. Not one sign of him. I don't think he's ever even stepped out of their partition yet. Not warlike, possibly crafty. Ridiculous, is that even possible? It is him. What's wrong, Cast Berserker? What could be wrong with me? Ritually is the same as always. Alright, we'll be heading home right about now. Hey, I'm sure we'll be meeting again in the near future. That's one thing you can count on. The question is, which route to take? Gliding Shine. As in whether you're transport express travel assets or riders find steed that might take the trip faster. I took that manner of your question. Eh? Haha, that wasn't my aim at all. Shall we race? We are the proud speedsters of this world. There'll be no losing if we are to be challenged. Not a word. Still, not talking with anyone but me, Ryder. If ordered to do so, I shall. If not, I won't. That's all there is to it, Master. I repeat as often as must. Please do not expect me to make any moves on my own initiative. I will never take action on my own, not fight, and not use my no phantasm. I'll take no action whatever so of my own will. In return, I honor my master every command. That's all I amount to. If a master expects their servants to treat beyond their expected bounds, that would surely make me into a wretched evil servant. I am merely a sword, nay as a rider, treat no different than a mere horse. Send me point my nose in directions I'm to go, and only run when I'm told to run. That's right. Because the fate of the horse that runs as it please, despite its reins, goes without saying. If I had to pick one or the other, I'd say my character leans more towards calculation than instincts. I appreciate how much quicker on the uptake we can be with fewer uncertainties in the picture. I'm not that happy with the way things do things. Just try to give your best for the future's sake. Then what we do now? We will regret missing a chance to show off our super style hairpin curves, our specialty. Not a word. Well, point of the fact, I don't really care how quick I go or anything. We were simply in a hurry, just use your own machine. I recall that your own express travel set was a special bike leader. The one with the handlebars are splayed out. Yeah, I left my chopper behind at headquarters. Just moving around fast is fine as well. But right now I'm making both detailed observations and measuring variables. There are more preference found in taking the comprehensive view by dedicating some attentions there while on the move. Isn't that why I picked you up and shuttled you here on Rider's Horse? Then do you have no use for your speedsters? They said that everything just has its time and place. I was only planning on going back to headquarters for now, to consolidate this information. It's also worthwhile to give Ryder some downtime. So this time we will head back on your express exit, but there's no need to gun it all away. If I discover something of interest the way back, I always mean to wholeheartedly investigate. Now then, we need to update our comms protocols. Then we can get back in touch quickly in the event anything should go wrong. It's encryptions and of course higher in signal draft. If there's anything I can do to help. No, not to worry, this really is my role as a Prime AI. So all you can do is go ahead and get some rest. I can sleep after I finish all the work that needs doing. Don't worry about me. How do you usually sleep? The girls on night shift stick to their duties. If the other is taking control pod. About the group, what should we do? The control pods designed for AIs are rather rugged. I don't think they're the most comfortable choice. Anywhere is fine. For the time being, we'll be okay, as long as there is a place to lie down. Although it would be best if there was such room that would allow all three of us to rest at the same time. I'd like to avoid having 3 single rooms. I don't suppose you're being cautious around me, or do you have your own scheme in mind? That's not limited to you, but anything that might friend Yuki during his sleep period. Simply an optimal solutions for a top priority issue, or do you have anything to add? I feel like things just took an awkward turn, but might just be me. Lots of rooms do meet your requirements, so I'll show you whichever best. Have a good rest then. Not too wide, not too narrow. It's no sleeper carriage, just a stage with space, with room for 3 to lie down. I think it earns passing marks for lines of sight on both intruder precautions and incidental escape routes. Good then, it's time. We went to bed. Let us be immersed in the labs, right up to close and impossible to escape. I will of course be your escort. Your area is over there. I don't mind forcing you to move with my effort light. Fine, then. I get it. To you, what's so bad about sharing a bed? It's all in the name of better protecting him. Honestly, you're a real third wheel. I knew it. Something does be wrong. Kama, could she really be the same one who was in Chaldea? It's so long. This is just crazy. Struggling to sleep, Yuki? Sorry to wake you up. You didn't. You may have forgotten, but we're connected via etherlight. In a situation of rest like this, I'm essentially in a constant state of monitoring your physical state. I instantly notice you awaken, as well as the sudden spike in your pulse. Why is your heart beating so fast? I haven't snuck into your bed yet. Well, I can guess the answer. But I want to hear you say it out loud. I'm all ears for it. Until now, you've been avoiding looking at me. You made no mention of it. But now you reach your limit. Am I right about your desire? I have to admit, ever since I came to this world, there's been something on the edge of my mind. Something I've been pushing away, hoping I wouldn't have to think about it. But that wasn't right. I need to clearly state it wasn't. To whom? To myself, of course. Something I don't want to avert my eyes from. Something I don't want to pretend like it's not my problem. The irritation piercing my heart compels me. To a point I can't allow myself to sleep if it will make me forget it. I don't think AIs. Particularly you say that, all according to my calculations. The lifeless product at their cores, shams running on programs. Are saying what you saw was unforgivable regardless. I am. I came from a lineage of alchemists driven by logic. Here's my opinion such. Strictly considering the rules of the world and the conditions of the war, I can't deny caster actions are logical. This guerrilla war is at its core a competition over the AI's natural energy equivalent resources. With each team having their own base of operations, the most efficient thing to do is to steal from other territories. This robbery is irreversible, meaning killing other team AIs and stealing their remnants is a 2 birds and 1 stone strategy, both offensive and supply. This is a hard fact. There's a possibility I acknowledge when thinking logically about our immediate need to win. However, I never do that. No, you wouldn't. Also, according to my calculations, I know Chaldea success is in subduing Gaetia. This I know you well. Look in your eyes is making me livid. I won't let you steal my role of being supportive and indulgent in everything. I know an amateur take my role will only come back to bite me later. That's how love works. Okay, final check. They're probably not living beings. They're probably replaceable beings that would just be restocked with time. Does this matter to you? It doesn't when I see their eyes asking for help. I don't want to go without helping them. Sure. Well, whatever you're choosing to do here is what you were already doing before, so nothing's changed. No further comment from me. Bleh. Our future policy was decided and verbalized, so I can't say the conversation was pointless. We will win the AI Holy Grail War to return to the outside world. We will cooperate with Berserker until we are at the final 2 left, and share their supplying territory. We won't erase AIs to steal resources for a short-term restock. Nor will we allow our enemies to do so. Not even our cooperating Berserker. Are we agreed? Probably not the most logical route. I don't mind. Logic doesn't decide everything. People don't always agree on what's most optimal. That's what they call I already knew. You treasure this way of fighting. You act not for rationality or utility, but for something formless within your heart. Policy discussion concluded. Sorry about this, Shion. Don't be. I'll be with you no matter how much shackle or burden you turn out to be. My calculation says we can escape 100% unharmed, yet nothing to apologize for. Now if there's something else we need to discuss, I'll return to sleep. Oh, I do have a question. You knowing who that rider servant was, no big deal, happens all the time. But the way you reacted to Rider's master wasn't normal, was it? But he is someone I can't feel comfortable around. I couldn't tell from your reactions whether or not you knew the name he went by. You're probably imagining things. The version of us here are only portions of our normal selves. It is easy to find bugs in the domain of our memories. It's more about a hardware failure than a software one, so my Etherlight can intervene with it. It is vexing not to have an answer, but I believe this is not something we should be wasting brainpower with at the moment. As he said, he's a product of a randomizer, a prime AI converted into a master. Either real-life models are involved in the process, or it works by randomly choosing one of those pre-made models. Basically, we have an idea of who his model is, but can't remember it. Any thoughts on his personality, by the way? Feels like someone else entirely, I think. Alright, if his appearance data is the only usable part, it must have been someone of low importance. I still don't know enough to safely judge. Do you remember anyone similar to Caster's master or Ice? If we don't, all we have to do is careful observation. Always strange things happening in this world. One familiar face is overwritten by an AI, another gets small, stays always alert. Either way, if the conversation is over, then let's get some sleep. Want me to do something to prevent you from having nightmares? I have some idea that could work. Like you could rest better if you hug a perfectly sized body pillow. Just as an example. Oh, so bold. Good night. Forces sleep induction activate. 3, 2, 1. What? Hey! That's cute of Kawa. Done. Comm security reinforced. The damage spot seems cleaned up well enough too. Yeah, looking good. New morning, new me. Let's start our day on our best smiles, girls. Aye. Good morning. Good morning. Did you sleep well? Fine enough. He has E for light, taking care of his health. No murder detected at the moment. Good morning. We're here to greet you for your return in the central area. Good morning. Welcome back. Are you hurt? You don't seem to be. Good morning. Welcome back. Damage scan 0 result. No damage in last night battle, or was it determined that everything was already healed? What a sham. Good morning. Welcome back. I mean, no disappointed, but please understand that missing out an opportunity to show off my ability can be let down. Think of it solely as displays enthusiasm. He sure is popular. They're forming a crowd around him. They just want to show off. While we paratypes are prone to wanting to fill up what is unfulfilled, the chance to treat someone who isn't a typical AI is a rare treat. But I still think the need to repay Yuki's help plays a huge part in it. Should be me in the center's squeaking squad. Not the most pleasant thing to wake up to. Enough, shoo! Report tyranny. Report, you're being a bother. I have to comply and proceed. The default distance model, but I'm considering lowering your likability rate and then turn up personal ranking. I'll take accepted. You're now at the bottom tier. Hey, ain't that a serious issue to my deserved status as everyone's favorite? You must be imagining it. Hee, I love this bustling atmosphere. Similarity type companions who knows each other's disposition, exchanging information at leisure. Yeah, just like a family. Yep, you think so too. Hehe, I'm glad you remember our talks from yesterday. Of course we do. As we remember your uncalled for conclusion that Kama and I fit as his daughters. I must remind you not to infantilize me every time this topic of conversation comes up. After all, I can measure myself as 3 centimeters taller than Kalma. This I like to assert that is an accurate Paris data. In addition, wait a second, where's Kalma? She was just here. What is this fuss all about? I'm right here. I was just outside, picking some flowers, getting changed into something better looking. No big deal. Hehehe. Why now? No reason. I just wanted to start a new morning on a new leaf. There was nothing particular unpleasant about being in a smaller form instead. I know you can stand me, right, my master? Huh? How did you get this big? Did you install a new avatar program? That phrasing was more accurate than you think. Yes, I changed my appearance. I'm still the same on the inside. That's right, it's like changing clothes. Don't think too hard about it. It doesn't mean anything in particular. I surrender or not. I figure a divine spirit will be capable as much. I invite the ability to change appearance at will. Though I do think the change was upright. Wonder why she did it. Really, you can't? There's the answer to my question of what kind of human the god of love could work for. You see, a woman on the battlefield doesn't want to be seen fighting the same weapon as another. I hear they get antsy from simply seeing another wear the same color. The same logic applies here. Being God doesn't change that. Oh my, that's one nasty glare. My lips are sealed. Whatever, we need to restock on ranimate lace materials. Any ideas? Ranimates is a conceptual factor analogs to magical energy. And materials refer to the base substance that composes this world, right? Yeah, in simpler terms, that'd be food. The people at Keep modified the raw materials produced by Grow to contain tiny amounts of ranimates. Here's one. And by ingesting these, you AIs replenish magical energy and recover from material deterioration. I see. That is indeed how food works. The ranimate we earn through this balance out our natural consumption, being this just preserves the status quo. It won't give us any advantage in combat. Since you're in the same setting as an AI, I think you can eat it. Will you try? It's important to stay energized. After the ether light confirms its safety for consumption, I'll be glad to have some. Wait, I have a report. Leader Keep has been sending this kind of material lately. Do you know it? That's new to me. What is it? Looks delicious. Hello, I delivered this. You by your identification number. You're the girl who came here with Ryder yesterday, aren't you? Yes, thank you for having me. The ever-grateful speedster, always delivering the latest goods at top priority. Thank you for that. Here's your raniment. It's been a pleasure. Staring. Do you still need anything? You may not know, but we from transfers accept tips. We're a competitive AI, with each one trying to be the top unit despite lacking some difference in speed. So receiving tips is our greatest form of joy. Sure, I forgot about that. What can I give extra? Do you have anything? Not really. Fine, I'll do it. I can craft from flowers. Do you mind a decorative item? Good. I evolved into a fancy speedster like no other. Thank you for your business. And to very safety of these kind gifts. Per the ether-light examination, it's fundamentally no different from an energy bar. It only had its surroundings data carefully arranged to add the unnecessary decorations. Those being smell and flavor in sensory terms. Functionality identical doesn't make any difference for us. But we speculate this new one might be easier to consumption for your from the outside. Thank you. If this replenishes magical energy, randomly, then I guess I'll have some. What about you, Berserker? Like I can eat that, keep it all to yourselves. That confirms it. I didn't see it wrong. He's here in this world. The wind feels really restless today. Are we getting cold feet or... Chef, your quality check please. Sure, got any creative ideas? We don't require creativity. All representation AI K-types needs reliability. You must be wondering then why are we learning from your processing method, Chef? There are multiple factors that play for this. But the general answer is that a merit versus demerit comparison proved it. That's a lot of words just to say you guys like tasty better than tasteless. There's nothing weird about it. Give me your thing to test. Nowhere near my level, but that gets a passing grade. You can probably give it to anyone who wants it. Your reliable transfer speedster and your service. We will deliver your process good. Let's go, feel the win. And that's done. I'm gonna go check how Master's doing. Don't know about you, but I'm really proud of today's batch. Yo, what's up, Master? Feeling better after tasting my cooking? Oh, thanks. I know what this empty plate means. I managed to put cheese inside an already delicious naan. Well, I'll date a recreation of that. But if it has the same taste, then it doesn't make a difference. Okay, still not feeling better after my good meal, huh? I'm not hungry or sick, Lancer. This is how I always am. My cooking always managed to cheer my brothers up though. Even while we're exiled, no matter how sad or painful it got. That doesn't make me your sister. Good point, Master. Still, something's not right. I'm sure it can make you feel better. I'm really sure you're not in your best health and spirit. No proof though. Not really. That's why my goal is to find the dish that can cheer you up before anything I can't fight until I do. I know a lot about you, but aren't you a strong hero? You can fight all you want without me. Cooking is more important than combat. If I can't get a smile out of Master, that means my cooking is not as good as it needs to be. I'm not trying to make you fall in love or think I'm the best chef ever. It's just not to put shame on the joy my brothers and the people at the palace felt eating my meals. Were you some kind of hero culinary arts? Good question. All I can say for sure is my chef persona is still unquestionably part of me. Anywho, if today's the best piece failed to cheer you up, then I am just to keep trying until I find something that suits your taste. I'll need more ingredients. Restock time. Then I'm gonna procure some materials. Bye. Why don't you join me, Master? Isn't that how Holy Girl usually go? I can't do anything in a fight. We're not going for a fight. We're going for materials. I won't do anything until my cooking makes you smile. That's the first priority I decide on. Fighting comes second. Come on, Master. I can carry your piggyback if you don't want to walk. That battle junkie. He's trying to get in my way again. Still can't get used to the sensation. Well, this is what flavor is. It's not bad by any means, but how do I put it? Is this what delicious is? My happiness that I was already raising. That is what delicious is. When did this update happen though? Unconfirmed, but I believe it was when the system Grill War began. This is made by Q, which has a master and a servant. My calculations gives a high probability of this being an influence. What do you think? Sounds likely. Hey, do you know any other changes in the world? Even if they're just rumors. Let me see, in terms of pure changes we have. The B-type AIs from build are generally slower at work. Build where Casper might be. The bad guy terminating our R-types and forcibly stealing randomment. Could the girls from his partition be? No, have my own to worry about first. We need to do our part. The first thing we need to do is to be more alert while we start pile randomment. Against Caster, no. Any other servants meddling. This meal is worth its time, but we need to do something on a bigger level. We really need to earn on a level that can properly fuel us in combat. Not only that, we need to restock faster than our opponents. Can we really outpace him? Like I said, that means we just have to give it our all. But I suppose saying that doesn't explain anything. Once we're done eating, follow me. I'll show you what prepared us. Looking forward to it. Oh, Berserker, what is wrong? Huh? That is mine! I already had the necessary amount, so I don't mind. I really don't, but I'm saving this last piece to savor it later. Oh, Gibbs, didn't you say you didn't want to eat? Shut up, I can't help it on an empty stomach. I just felt like it all of a sudden. The ingredients are not to blame for who the cook is. I'm just following the principle of not wasting food. I'll win. I must. Next time, I will, no matter what it takes. This, I must cultivate myself to full power. I shan't lose to that coward again. Chomp, 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 chomp. Whoa. Enough. No, the group is no importance. Come on, let's get that randomment, hurry. Why are you so motivated all of a sudden? You're kind of scaring me. But that's the way to go. Our feelings have reached Berserker, I'm sure. I don't think that is all there is to it. Alright, let's get to work. That said, our work is preparing, so there's nothing we can do if there is no damaged AI. Wishing for some to appear to looks bad, so we just have to wait. Request appeal for rescue. A flock of management data was detected in the repair area out of perimeter. The first R-type units encounter is sustained medium damage. The Type Ds arrive to handle the situation and sustain minor damage. Oh no, we should get there. Let's go. Those right, some of those forms we've never seen before. Well, my role here is the same as the one away home yesterday. Defeat enemies to make people owe us. Transactional kindness, irrefusable help, force and improve salvation. Hehe, that could be a form of sweet pampering and inescapable lapse. That's what happened to me with my forte. Keeping an eye on me, master. Your attentions can get me excited for more. Oh, and you have to praise me for a job well done, okay?
ちらの話です。扱ってあげます。NSS サービスです。もちろんいい判断です。あまり悩まず式を通して手に入らないイノベーション始めます。よく言いました。きなかの火薬の目をよく言いました。次の戦場に案内してください。まだまだ打ち足りません。
Yuki. Let's have a chat for a while with again, Yuki. Don't you think it's odd? What is... about come over there. So long as the metro entry path between you two is there, she's definitely your servant. But I still feel like something's wrong. Is it really coming from Kelly back there? What do you mean? It's my eternal shame. I can't quite articulate it in a clear manner yet. I don't have a concurrent train of thought yet, but to put it in sensory term. Her emotional distance, her obedience, something's different, like the height of the wall between you. Something's off. Knocks sternly, but that's not our usual everyday Kama. At least I don't think she seems to be. Let's feel that kind of way. I know, right? Exactly as I calculated. But it looks like you don't exactly have an answer yet either. She's obeying orders in her abilities. are up to the usual standard, so for now, this remember will suffice. But keep this in mind. We had to win a Holy Grail war, but our maximum usual war power is a known variable. Adding unexpected parameters to an equation is quite a good way to screw up estimates. Hey, why are you two over there whispering? All by yourselves. It's annoying me and I don't know why. Pouting. I don't know why Actually, don't you have anything to say about my honest work earning us raiment? Great job, what a break, girl. And that should do it. My role is to rush where I know I can find the injured people and provide perfect treatment. If there is still a threat, we should contact the defend AIs. While the other takes credit, we should be making money off this. Is there anyone else we can extort? Thank you for your continued patronage. There's a message to service from the transfer. This comes from D-type a short distance away. I come to deliver a message to the nearest combat capable individual. It says there is a new threat at these coordinates. We are under attack by something other than malicious data. Is it a servant? Couldn't say, let's just go there for now. Give me the coordinates. Roger that, however, I would appreciate something for a well-performed task fidgeting. So you want a tip? Fine, fine, you can have this too. I appreciate it. It's very big right now. In any case, we should expect a battle when we arrive there. Let's get moving. Who are these guys? Shadow serpents. Not sure, at the very least I think they're AIs. They sort of look like servants, but I get a feeling they aren't. Remember what the DX the Prime AI defense said? She warned us about humanoid shadows of an aggressive nature, data unknown. Is that what this is? Sounds like they were up for it. But whatever they are, something that attacks AI is our bread and butter. Let's wrap this up so we can demand payment. What was that? The attack looked familiar. Did they? I was killing them too fast to notice anything. Yeah, I want to expect their remains. Can you help me, Ice? Sure, of course. Let me see. There's some around here, maybe. Here. Master, do you have a moment? I want to take this moment for a private conversation. Like I mentioned before, are you sure that woman is Shion? Don't you feel like she's too cold? I really suspecting she already knows everything and just pretending to investigate stuff. Hmm? We know her appearance has changed. What's stopping her interior from being altered as well? We weren't close or anything, but I did see that woman a lot in the control room. She was always content at work and kept a detached and easygoing face no matter the situation. Nonetheless, she was cold and kept an emotional distance between herself and the Chaldea team. A real wild card of an alchemist. I always knew she was hiding something I find personally irritating. At the very least, I never thought she such a straightforward researcher. As she left it even once since we got here. But more like a sociable class representative. Yes, that's why. It's entirely possible that someone's pretending to be Shion. I'd be careful if I were you. Hmm? These thing each others are sus. What are you two talking about? Oh, nothing. I just interviewing Master to find out what kind of love he would prefer to be crushed by. You never know when someone will be awakened to a special desire. So you were wasting time just as I calculated. You know, can't you two just get along better? Are you asking me to interact with you two more like a friend? Pretty much. Impossible. I can't be your friend. I'm unqualified for it. But let us discuss something more constructive. Unfortunately, we couldn't obtain any clues from the remains of the shadows we fought. It seemed to be data constructs loaded with randomness, so at least helps that we could use them for a quick recharge. Data constructs with randomness, then they are correct among all things in this world. Servants would be what to be they're the most similar to, but they aren't servants. Many unanswered questions. We still have a lot to investigate. I'll leave all that to you. You seem so much more knowledgeable than me about everything relevant here. Our job is done here. We don't do house calls. Most of the time, people go to our base for a damage repair task. Like that girl rider master took us. We don't have a second to waste. Should I message to the people at base? It's a newly reinforced comes to shine. Open channel and hello? What's wrong? Our home didn't get raided again, did it? No, that's not it. The base is alright. They said nothing happened. No damage AI came by. But many are about to. We got a formal request for reinforcement on that transmitter. The transfer girls use even. It says large number of damaged AIs and grow. They request humane relief if possible, though they understand the Holy Grail War is still in effect. Grow is where Saber is, right? That'd be your first contact with them. Geographically speaking, they were on the opposite of the defend area from us. We say they're the most distant area. They seem unlikely to prove an immediate threat to us. Grow is neighbor to keep Lancer's base. Is it Lancer? Possible, quite possible. Grow materials are essential to cook Keep's food. Yeah, it can only be him. He's finally made his move. But wait, time to think. Believe it or not, this might be my big chance. Her truly is an assassin party of Creedy's shoes immediately after a good recharge. And by my infallible predictions that we were called to fix AI means At the very least, they aren't too hard pressed to do, so meaning Saber hasn't lost. Nay, they may be still fighting. Right now, pressing continuous tense, which makes our fight 3 against 1. That is my chance to win, maybe my only. What's wrong, Berserker? You look so serious. Serious, how could it not be? Someone asked for our help. This is our duty to answer those who wait for us. Well, what has gotten into you? Nothing, it's merely within your true lease policy never to ignore such a request. Aren't we racing against time? Returning to the base would be a bad move, positionally. We will rush straight to grow. Make haste. He's definitely hiding something. Okay, so how about you go do that while we leisurely plant our feet here. Bitch. Bitch. But it's quite possible he could be the one doing this. I won't ignore it. I know you say that. All according to my calculations. Oh, excellent. I wouldn't have partnered with you otherwise. Your pluck is admirable. You have my greatest praise. Distinguished here, indeed. But his personality is impossible to hate. With that decided, let us go. It's our do or die. Stay on your guard. We shall win. We must. Wow, damn you guys. And we're done with the story. Thank you for stopping by the stream.